So talking about death and its effects and what can happen, how do you perceive death basically? Death is basically the seizure or the end of a lot of things, the end of a lot of things. So it's basically you don't see active, participation in life or participation in person when death happens, basically. But then I want to give you two little distinct ideas in this. One is there is a physical death. The other one is a spiritual death, or you can say death of activity within oneself. How can it happen? So physical death, we all know, somebody dies and then they no longer exist in flesh and blood, and as soul, spirit, whatever it is, they, according to their faith and belief system, they are in the place they need to be. And then I don't want to elaborate on that. So two areas with respect to physical death is you'll have to, as I told you even in yesterday's talk, grieve over it, forget it, keep going ahead. You have to learn to say goodbye to people who die. You can't hold on to them, stick on to them and things like that. No having much of the memories. Remember the work they've done, give them credit for it, and the kind of pleasure that you have in feeling those things is very good. That's about it, and that's how it has to be. Now, talking about the second aspect, which is more important, which is the spiritual death or lifelessness, which I would say, because life is something which keeps you promoting all the time. 24/7, you are becoming new. 24/7, you are going into a newness. You're figuring out everything, which is wow. You actually digesting and relishing the aspect of your life itself. Now, there are many people who would be addicted to certain things, would lose this quality. Suppose you're addicted to alcohol and you keep drinking and you keep drinking and you keep drinking and you keep drinking and you keep drinking. Your head gets conditioned to something. You want yourself to be in that kind of a feel. What happens to you is your activity goes away. Now, that's why we had great habits and good habits those days, kind of be fresh, wake up in the morning and then, think of new things, meditate about life, meditate about goodness, meditate about things which keeps your spirit alive. Your spirit needs to be alive. Your spirit man is something which needs to animate. Now, one of those things is addictions. Another thing is I've seen a lot of people who've lost interest in life because they would have wanted some things to happen in a way and it didn't happen for them. So how do you come out of this stuff? How do you come out of an inactive state or a dead state within the living body? That is what I want to highlight today. And number one, you'll have to, what happens to someone who dies physically? You bury them or you burn them. You got to do both these things with those inactive areas in your life. You have to bury it. You have to burn it. You have to make sure that it doesn't exist, for which consciously you have to take an effort to do that. Now, addictions is a different thing because it's got to do a lot with your habit, and you become kind of progressive with that, and you get stuck with that. You're progressing in being an addict, and you get stuck there and you go away. And then you'll have to come out of it. Somebody has to help you come out of it. But if you have any areas in your life today where you are losing interest, which is not keeping you alive, I would say you have to bring that particular activity, either give life to it, or if you don't want it, cease to do that. Don't force yourself or compel yourself to do anything which does not help. You can't push yourself to do certain things. You will have to say, I can do it, now I can't do it, now I cease to do it. Those three areas: I can do it, I don't want to do it, I cease to do it. Take these three things very strongly and position yourself on that area. Now, you will not have any dead area in your life if you do that constantly. That's what I've been practicing for a very long time. If I cannot stay in one place for a while because I'm not restless, but then I'm super energetic. But then I've channelized it in various ways so that I can utilize it. You have to have this channelizing also in place. But make sure not a single moment, not a single day in your life is a boring moment or a boring day. Never, ever, ever allow that to sink into your system. So, death is not for us to be with it or relate to it in a way that it is. It needs to be life which is over death any point in time, at all points in time. God bless you.